Hey guys, it's Joy here, and I am excited to say that I am officially done my freshman year of college at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. Can we get a clap clap? Yeah, it went by so fast, and I'm so thankful that you guys have been following me on my journey and you watch my vlogs, you watch my recap videos, and now we're kind of just going to talk about freshman year and my tips for you upcoming freshmen and basically what I learned / what I wish I knew before I started college. Some of these things I learned and then applied during my second semester. Some of these things I'm just going to make sure I continue to do throughout the rest of my college career. So I hope these tips are helpful to you, and if you were a freshman this year, definitely leave in the comments below your advice or things you've learned. And if you're a high schooler, comment things that you're concerned about when you go to college, because I want it to be a conversation that we can have in the comments after this video is up, so you can get advice from other people or give advice to soon-to-be college freshmen. I have a kind of a list curated. That's why I have this pen and notepad like I usually do. So let's get started. The first thing I have is that it will take you a little while to find your friend group. So usually you'll have like an orientation or freshman week and you'll meet people, and some of those people you will have during the rest of the year. Some of those you will forget their name and you'll never see them again. So just know that the first people you meet might not necessarily be the people that you're the best of friends with, and also know that friendships will fall out or some will stick. It's just all about freshman year. People are trying to get to know new people. Don't take anything personally if you wanted to hear back from someone but you don't. It just happens. People are so busy, and there's so many times that people have tried to make plans and they just fall through. So just know that the people who are your true friends, you'll find yourself hang out with them more, and then once you know it, you'll have some good friends. And maybe even by the end of your freshman year, you might only have a solid couple of friends, and that's okay, and that's completely normal. As you go on through college, I'm sure your friend group just gets smaller, so it's great to find the people that you like to be around. The second thing I have is that mental health is the #1 priority, because so many changes are happening and you gotta keep yourself in check and make sure that you are treating yourself right. So that means getting enough sleep every night. I chose a threshold time that even if I wasn't done work, I was gonna sleep. So that was around like 2 a.m. So it kind of forced me to not procrastinate and get work done, and also make sure I was sleeping. So I know other people who were pulling all-nighters multiple times a week, and I just wasn't into that, and I knew I didn't want to be someone who got in the habit of doing that. So I made sure I went to sleep every night. If I had extra work to do, then I would just make sure I worked on it the next day before it was due. Also make sure you're eating regular meals. If you have a meal plan, use it. You have free food right there, so make sure you are eating regular meals. If they don't have anything you like, try to find other food places or make your own food, or make sure you just have food in your room. Also exercise. This one is probably the hardest thing to keep up with, especially during freshman year. I went through periods like I would go a few months without exercising, then I would go a month and I was exercising like 3 times a week, and it just switched up. I know for next year I'll probably get in a more regular routine because I will have a gym much closer to me. The gym was a little bit of a walk away, so next year, let's hope that I can get a fitness routine together. But definitely doing some type of activity, whether you're in a club or a sport, or you just find yourself going to the gym or going on hikes with friends, whatever, just try to stay active because it's also a part of your self-care, mental health aspect. The next thing I wanted to point out is that you are obviously going to be looking for friends, and you don't want to look like you don't have friends, but I also encourage you to do things by yourself. So when I say that, I don't mean go to parties, because you should always have a friend with you at a party, but maybe go to a club that you've always wanted to try, but your friends are like, I don't want to join that, but still go. You might meet more people from just going to a random event or club than you would meet just sitting in your dorm room. So I did this a few times, and I made such good friends and amazing people just because I decided to branch off and go to some events, join some clubs that maybe my friends that I knew weren't involved in, and I really enjoyed that experience. So definitely try to go to things alone, especially if other people are not into it, but you really are. I think you should still give it a try. The next thing is you can never be too ambitious, especially as a freshman. So I found myself being the only freshman at a ton of events, which was really surprising because it's USC and everyone is super out there and ambitious, but I guess sometimes you assume that things are for upperclassmen only, for freshmen, not for freshmen, but I still decided to get involved in a few things. For example, the Annenberg School of Journalism has tons of trips to different companies, and you have to fill out an application form to see if you can go. So I'm sure that freshmen thought that seniors or upperclassmen had priority, but I found myself going on every trip that I applied to. So make sure you are not feeling like you can't do something because you're a freshman. You can do anything you want. You can get an internship, you can join classes, you can join clubs, you can get research. Just make sure you are doing your research and applying yourself. You can't get something that you don't try or apply to. So make sure that you don't underestimate yourself because you only have 4 years to get the best experience possible. The next thing is homesickness. So homesickness is inevitable whether you go to school down the street or across the country. In my case, across the country. So if you are moving for college, make sure you have some emergency budgeting for a flight back home because I needed it. I went back home in October and also went home in November and December for Thanksgiving and winter break. Spring semester, I went home for spring break, and then now I'm back in May for the end of the year. So there will be times where you should go home, like your holidays, and then there's some times where you feel like you need to go home just to get a break from school. So definitely don't feel bad if you feel homesick. Also, there's gonna be times where you wanna go home, but you can't or you shouldn't because you should be enjoying your college experience. So just understanding that ahead of time and knowing that everyone goes through it and that you'll find everyone has a story about when they cried their freshman year of college because they're homesick or just they failed a test or something went wrong. I remember at one point I was like, dang, no one else like cried, and then literally like everyone on my floor like confessed like the last time they cried was like within the week, just because it happens and you shouldn't feel bad about it. So definitely know what's to come, but overall, you will overcome and you'll end up having a great year regardless. Next, we're gonna talk about money. You need money, whether you have a scholarship or not, especially if you don't, but you need money for social activities, food when you don't wanna eat the dining hall, travel, Ubering, clothes, just random things you want to buy on campus when they have that donut, when you gotta Venmo someone, anything. So make sure you have a part-time job on campus or a side hustle. By side hustle, I mean your own business. I always promote you having your own way of making money because that's always a great experience to have, in addition to any other income you might have. So make sure you either talk to your parents and say, hey, I might need this much money every month, or if you're like me, make sure you plan out your business plans and everything and realize how much money you need to make to withstand your lifestyle. Yeah, so definitely know that money, you will need money because it adds up obviously over the semesters, but there are ways to save money. So maybe not eating out every week or every time your friends ask you, know how to say no, and you don't even have to say I don't have money, but that's always like the number one excuse. Like someone be like, you'd be like, hey, do you want to go out to eat? And they're like, I don't have money. Then like the next day they'll be like, hey, you want to go out to eat? And you'd be like, I thought you didn't have money, but okay, let's go eat. So definitely know that everyone is trying to budget their stuff. So if someone says they can't go out with you, just brush it off and know that there might be a deeper reason than they don't like you. They might not have money to go out every single time you ask them. So definitely figure out your money. The last thing I wanted to mention, just to make the video brief, is to know that things happen early in the year. So by early, I mean applications for scholarships, financial aid renewal, Internship applications for the summer happen as early as the fall semester, and they go on after that. So make sure you are staying ahead of your emails that you're getting from your school, from mentors, anything, and make sure when you get something that you want to go to, RSVP as soon as you see that email, because you will forget and it will get lost and you'll be like, dang, I want to go to this event, and then it will be sold out and you can't go. So make sure you do things early, keep a planner, put reminders in your phone about things you do schedule for, because if you do schedule something early, you might forget about it. So put like a day before reminder in your phone, definitely, because that really helped me remember things. And sometimes if you do schedule something and it was like a free event, don't feel bad if you can't go. Sometimes you'll sleep through it, you'll find something else you want to do, or you just don't feel like because you got homework. That's okay as well. Those were my main tips for those upcoming freshmen and things that I learned my freshman year. Like I said before, make sure you comment below your tips or your concerns. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.